everybody, it is Calxiyn and Hunter here, and today we have gotten the RWBY fall collection early. I don't know if you guys know, but they released a new fall collection on the Rooster Teeth store, and Rooster Teeth was kind enough to send us this RWBY
and
stuff
you can
early.
tell it's that and not a flannel I purchased from a homeless man because of that very small RWBY tag.
Look at that! I know, we're moving on up in the world.
We didn't take that from a Zwei plushie and then tape it to pre-existing flannels we had.
No, of course not. You can see it
that would be ridiculous.
Matches everything else in the
fall
Rooster Teeth store. You
collection.
see this jogger man? He has that same tag on his butt, so clearly
you
this
can't
is fully
tell the
legitimate.
difference.
You can't tell the difference. Okay, so let's actually talk about the merch. This is not, we didn't get anything from Rooster Teeth. They probably fucking hate me at this point because I ratioed them on Twitter about this, but let's get into it and talk about the fall collection. And yes, this was the tag that was on a RWBY hat, and my mom took it off. My mom surgically removed it and stuck it on flannel that I got from the thrift store. And I think that that just proves our point. Here's the thing, right? I don't think that the clothes are necessarily ugly. Except the Juniper logos, I think that that shirt leaves a little bit to be desired. But if we're just looking at the collection, the clothes are clothes, right?
Yeah.
They look
They're
nice
autumnal.
in the same way that Hunter's
nice.
flannel looks nice and my flannel looks nice. But I think that this proves the point of our video, which is that you can get this shit anywhere. So I really don't understand what the thought process was. And usually when we make these videos, some people say that we're overreacting, right? Or we're being too critical, or we are over-exaggerating, or whatever. But Twitter was pissed about this one, okay?
It was weird.
We even got
really
Twitter because usually it's just us complaining and like our followers,
We're just
right?
yelling our feelings into soup cans and then throwing that at RT's office.
But there were memes. I ratioed the Rooster Teeth store, who has 60,000 followers,
Second time
by the way.
Cal mentioned that, so you know they're proud of it.
I know, but what I'm saying is that this surpassed us, and I'll have Raijin put some tweets of everybody just blasting them for this. I think that what has happened is that we have been kind of waving the red flag or the red flannel for the past couple of years,
We're the canary in the coal mine.
About the minimalism issue. And I think that back then some people had the idea of, well, it's not too minimalistic, but they have like crossed the line with this one. This is the collection that seems to have gone too far, and maybe it's also just because of other events that have made shitting on Rooster Teeth fun this week, right? I think that some
we all
people,
shit on Rooster Teeth. I don't know if I was having a fun time
doing it. But you know what I mean?
it.
I think that maybe the reason why it has gotten more attention is because Rooster Teeth has been in general controversy, and now it's become popular even for RWBY fans to like shit on Rooster Teeth a little bit on Twitter, whereas maybe before those Rooster Teeth fans wouldn't want to like shit on RWBY because obviously they like RWBY. But I guess that the past 2 weeks have sort of normalized shitting on Rooster Teeth because some people who I never thought would say anything about this actually did criticize them for this one,
The RWBY
right?
Every Hour bot.
Yeah, the RWBY Every Hour bot account decided to stop
being a bot, dropped the kayfabe and was like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly.
I know I tweet photos of like 3D renders of like Jean's
or like background
toenails,
art or whatever.
but this is insane.
And so I just think that that proves that something is different this time. This isn't just minimalism. But can we also talk about the fact that, like, yes, this pin is nice. It's a pin of the moon.
It's so cute.
I think
would
it's
love
nice,
to have that pin.
But it's so funny how the moon, canonically, has more merch than Salem and Cinder, okay, in terms of clothing.
It's a nice moon,
okay?
you
Salem
know?
had only 3 shirts ever
Everyone
released
really
in
liked the
Rooster Teeth
moon's
store,
origin story.
Right? But I'm
People
just
can't say
saying,
the same
is
thing
this-
about Cinder
is this
necessarily.
not, Salem, right? Is it not kind of ridiculous that the fucking moon has a whole collection compared to the primary antagonist? I think that Cinder has only ever had like 6 or 7 shirts. I would have to fact check that. But this is kind of funny, like to me, right? This is just a fucking hat. It's not even that like, oh, you can see the symbols of the moon in the knitting pattern or whatever the fuck, right? It's not even moon-based. There is no moon. There is just, it's exactly the same tag that I just taped onto this flannel.
Can
it's
I-
the
can I-
exact
can
same
I
thing.
admit
I want to go
something?
through all of them first.
Okay.
Okay?
Look
The
at how
puffer
pretty
jacket,
but like that.
I think that's pretty.
I think that
right?
looks really cute.
But
I
it's
love
so
the colors.
expensive.
It is. I never afford it, but it's
also an Atlas background.
Gorgeous.
It's an Atlas background, which I think is kind of weird because, like, Atlas is winter. This isn't fall. Like, if they use the forever fall art, I think that would be nice. But this is kind of strange because it's not.
When you think
Atlas
about it.
is winter. It's a tundra. Yeah. The rain jacket, I don't know, man. I think that it has a nice sort of gradient.
Whenever I look at a white
dark.
rain jacket, all I think of how gray and that's gonna look just like in Canada. How
I don't know.
It gets like murky.
I kind of like the monochrome aspect.
I think that looks nice as well, actually.
I think that these are the ones that have redeeming qualities.
I like the hat as well. And
I don't think that the hat has... Hunter, I will get you a hat from the thrift store. I will take this tag off my flannel and I will sew it onto you. Just so you can save some fucking money. I will. I'll do it. It's fine. I mean, we still have it. This is the only one we have. But, yeah, like
the joggers are just black joggers,
again, have the exact same tag that I stuck on my sweater. The leggings...
I think those look cute.
It's not that they're not cute, Hunter, but they're not, like, $71
well, people
for the
are buying them because the large is already out.
Well, maybe they just didn't have a lot of large to begin with, you know what I mean?
I can't trust leggings because I'm 6'2".
Only has the little tag at the side, which is what we're making fun of in the crest. Again, the same thing here, and I understand that there is minimalism. I think they should have went for black with this, even though obviously I think they should have made Nora's hammer silver and then had like it to be black because there's already one that's like this and I have it and it's a very dark gray, like it's almost black, so it would have just matched better. I don't know why they just threw Juniper in here, by the way. Like, it's all the moon and then
Dad, look
Juniper.
at how happy that man looks.
I don't care. I can do this, okay?
I wish I was
know that I can do this. I know that I can recreate this with enough material, right? All I have to do is find a blue shirt and just stick the moon thing. Yeah, exactly. And the blanket is
that's
a blanket.
Cute. I
it's
think
nice.
that's
it's
cute.
Pretty, right?
It's
$100
throw blanket,
right? I think that
but it's cute.
I know that all of the clothes look passable, but that's not the argument that I'm trying to make. I'm not saying that the clothes look ugly. What I'm saying is that they look like anything that you can find at any other fucking store.
Except for the rain jacket and the puffer jacket.
Yes, that's like the exception, right?
And the pin.
But everything else, it's just so nothing. Like, especially, obviously, the flannel was the one that was easiest for us to meme or whatever. But I just think that this is kind of ridiculous. And I know what you mean by, oh, but the leggings are kind of cute or whatever. But I think that the problem is that flannel should be $30. There is no fucking reason that flannel should be $85, right?
Listen, all right?
If the
inflation has hit all of us. If Eddie, after he works long hours doing the tie-dye,
oh my
for all of the RWBY merch has to then whip out to the local Goodwill, right?
Oh
and then bulk buy every single flannel jacket.
You know what?
In the greater Texas area.
I legitimately think
that's what we have to do.
I have no proof, but I do think that is legitimately what they are doing. I have no evidence, I have no proof, so take it what you will. But I legitimately think that they're bulk buying stuff from warehouses from other companies that aren't selling. And just sticking the tag on them.
And then, I don't doubt that there are companies that are like, here's a kind of mustard jacket. What do you want added to it?
Right? Or not like that. But I remember there was a YouTuber that was talking about the fact that they had a merch line and they had run out of like black hoodies. And so they had to go around and call a bunch of warehouses and buy up every black hoodie in North America or something so they could continue producing the merch. And so I'm saying is that I wouldn't be surprised if maybe they're buying stuff from other places and just getting that stuff at a discount and then sticking the margins up super high and just putting what they can on it, because you can't, in the case of the flannel, you can't have like a custom design on this because you already bought it from another store. There were the Grimm camo pants, which I think sort of fits in with minimalism, but is okay. The Grimm camo pants were basically green camo and the Grimm were the camouflage. It was like the black part.
Yeah.
And that was a really cool design, right? But the thing is that you can't do something like that with clothes you're already buying.
This man is so happy. I've never seen him before.
You are falling into their trap of marketing, Hunter.
You know what it is? I'm a basic bitch.
I know.
I like autumn. I like when the leaves change color. I like getting to wear this thing.
I know. And
I
so,
enjoy it a lot.
I think
and
so. That's how they get you.
This was tailor-made to, like, get into the recessive white woman parts of my brain
and so
that enjoy agricultural labor so long as it's apple picking.
Oh my god.
In autumn, and then they just played me, and I've been played.
Exactly. And so I just think that the clothes are nice, but they are not RWBY clothes. There is nothing about them that is identifiably RWBY, and I understand that not every person wants a giant, like, anime girl on their shirts, right? But I'm gonna present a couple ideas about what they could have done instead. First of all, you have something similar to the Grim camo pants, where you have phases of the moon in some sort of pattern situation, right? You can take, I guess, the silhouette of the moon and make some sort of pattern with it. So that's the first thing they could have done. I think that the other thing that they could have done is the Forever Fall Forest. Now, apparently, this art was made already. I think they called it a matte or something. Like, so this background asset was already made because one of the animators or one of the people on RWBY was talking about how they liked it because it was, like, their art, right? So they would have to make something new for that, but at least Forever Fall has an actual place in fall.
Yeah.
Other idea I had was for them to write "You're my forever fall" and then have like Jean and Pyrrha's icons in some capacity, because that's not exactly blatantly.
That's weirdly
RWBY.
Valentine's-y.
Well, I think that's
I don't
nice
know
though,
about
because
that.
there's a sort of like fall aspect to it, right? And we would know
you know
that.
what? Controversial opinion.
What?
I think this is all right.
No, you don't. I don't believe you.
Not in my household.
Not in my house.
Don't contradict me on the internet ever again, Hunter.
Wait, I'm not done yet. Okay, so the other thing is that this is the fall collection. So can you tell me why there's no Cinder at all in this? Because I think the Cinder fall collection would have made a lot of fucking sense. And they actually did do two pieces, Cinder and Pyrrha, and they had Pyrrha around a bunch of falling leaves, and that something like that would have been fucking perfect.
I feel like you could do like chibi art of all the different RWBY girls playing in like the leaves.
Exactly, something like the Halloween collection that has the art. In terms of Cinder sitting on a throne, right, with her little flame, something cool to represent Cinder. If you wanted something that spoke minimalism, you could have had Cinder's glass slipper tattoo that she has on her back, and you could have had that in some sort of like fall gradient where it looked like there was a fall color scheme going on. Oscar is literally a fucking farmer, so I think that some sort of Oscar-inspired merch, corduroys or something like that has his symbol or something that represents him would have been nice. And so I'm just saying is that
would be a little more like cosplay merch. That you're
not even cosplay, but like there's a way to do the minimalism. We've seen them do minimalistic stuff before. I just don't necessarily think that this is the way, because there are ways to do it without having giant anime characters. Like, for example, take that hat. That hat is already green. You could incorporate more of Oscar's color so it's kind of an Oscar-bound, like a Disney-bound color scheme in the hat, and have it actually look similar to Oscar. So obviously there's Oscar, there's Cinder, in terms of character, there's Pyrrha, in terms of characters that people think of fall. I think that you could use those things in order to make a subtle enough pattern that you could still have like something that is minimalism. Even like the flannel, I'm not entirely sure how you would do it, but I feel like that you could hide logo, like, you know, there's symbols in the flannel somehow. I feel like that there is a way, like there's a fucking way.
I believe in you, Rooster
I believe in it. And so I just think that this is like, it's literally stuff that you can buy at another store. It's not ugly, but I feel like it's so pointless and just so lazy. And what made me really mad is there was someone on Twitter saying, well, you know, just a graphic tee is lazy. At least this is inspired, right? They have done 4 fucking flannels already. You can't look at me straight in the face and tell me that somehow the flannels that they've repeated 4 times is this, oh, it's a new concept and graphic design, like graphic art is so lazy. Like, no, somebody spent fucking hours drawing that Halloween art, okay? Right? And so that really rubbed me the wrong way, because there is nothing more lazy than buying a hat from a warehouse. Do you know how long this took me? My mom took 5 minutes to take this tag off of the RWBY hat and get some tape and tape it on, and she couldn't even sew it on properly because the tag is crap and it's falling apart. And so I just think that this is so ridiculous, and I know that, oh, it looks nice, but like, it doesn't look $85
Part of
nice.
me is like, someone must be buying it. As much as
no,
people
I
on
don't
Twitter
know
were
if they
bitching
are.
about it, for them to keep on doing these minimalist kind of design, inspired by designs, they must be popular.
I don't think they are, though. I think that, honestly, I think this was conceptualized probably months ago. They didn't realize, right, how badly people would take the previous collections, especially the streetwear, and now they just have to put it out. And I also think, Hunter, the margins are probably so low on this, it literally doesn't hurt them to try.
Potentially.
Like, you know what I mean? Because there's no harm. Like, you're not, you know, especially with the flannel and stuff where you're just sticking a couple things on. Like, what could possibly be the big burden of that? And so I just think that you're overestimating the sales here. I
don't know. I guess it's not even that, like, I know
It's
anything, because we don't know anything.
Patreon
but I'm curious,
recommends
you
you
know?
to have a $1,000 tier because, yeah, that's insane, and who would fucking pay for that? But on the off chance that somebody could pay for it, you want to have it. I
Yeah.
think that that's basically what this merch is. It's like, on the off chance that someone is so desperate that they want RWBY merch, they will be willing to buy this. And the other thing I saw is there was somebody that was saying that they buy merch primarily to support the animators. Because merch is how like a lot of other companies, I don't know about Rooster Teeth, like helps to support the show more so than ads or whatever else the case. And I think the difference between me and that person is I don't give a fuck about, you know, let me give like Warner Brothers Media $85 Canadian so they can pay their animators properly. You know what I mean? Like Warner's just such a big company. It'd be like if I bought Disney merch and was like, yeah, I'm buying this
I'm keeping Walt's lights
Disney,
on.
You know, I'm keeping Walt's lights on in his like, what is it? Cryo
Cryogenic.
frozen tank, right?
Cryogenic
And so
tank.
I think that even though I understand that sentiment, I don't think that that sentiment exists as much as it previously did. And I think that even though some people are like, well, I don't want something with the giant anime girl on it, but I still want to support the merch, and so this is perfect for me. I did see one person say that, to be perfectly honest and fair.
And I
Because I think we should
puffer
show
and
the other
rain
side
jacket's cool.
too,
Yeah.
right? But I don't think that a lot of people have that attitude. I see this purely as a business transaction. I pay money, you give me nice thing. I don't care where, you know what I mean? I don't care, like, what the money goes toward, I guess. What I mean by that is that I don't care about, like, you know, this altruistic, like, oh, well, you know, it's kind of a donation, but I get something in return because I'm helping the animators. Like, I don't really think that that's a thing anymore. I don't think that that's something that we should be concerned about. Maybe for an indie company, like an indie animation company or a YouTuber, absolutely. But Rooster Teeth is not that anymore. And so I think that people need to really let go of that mentality that like, oh, I'm doing them a favor by buying their merch, and at least this is something I can wear because I don't want to wear giant anime girl things. Like, that's seeing it as a patronage. I see this as a business transaction where I give you money and you give me something that I want, and I just don't want any
Cover
of this
my
for the
body weight.
price. Yeah.
Fair enough.
And so that's where I sort of stand. I know what you mean by like, oh, it looks nice, right? I just think that what's bad about this is the price point. If the flannel was $30, I really wouldn't care that much. It's the outrageousness of, again, the price point that bothers me.
One day I'm just gonna show up in like the RWBY fall rib knit beanie in your front door, and you're just gonna like spritz me with like a squirt gun,
I'm
like
just
a
gonna turn you
misbehaving cat.
away. Like, you can't come
Kick
into
me out
this
of the
house.
house. Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god, probably. But I hope that you guys enjoyed. I needed to get all of that off my chest because honestly, I got a little heated, especially at that person that was like, oh, but you know, graphic art is lazy. Like, this is somehow fucking less lazy. I was so mad. But I hope that you guys enjoyed. We wouldn't be making videos if we didn't give a shit. So you know what? Even if this is over-exaggerated reaction, I don't fucking care. Anyway, I hope that you guys had fun.
I could buy that beanie.